Hey everyone, did you hear about the recent chaos Google's been facing in the world of artificial intelligence? Things got serious when Bard, their AI chatbot, made a huge mistake during its first public demo. Bard gave incorrect information about the James Webb Telescope, and that blunder cost Alphabet, Google's parent company, a whopping $100 billion in market value. Yes, you read that right, 100 billion. Ouch! And if that wasn't enough, their image generation tool, Gemini, also had to be pulled due to historical inaccuracies and biases that the public didn't overlook. With all these missteps, it seemed like Google was falling behind its main AI competitors, OpenAI and Microsoft, who have been raking in success with technologies like GPT 4.0 and all of Microsoft's AI integrations. It was almost unbelievable that Google, the giant that once led the field, was stumbling as it tried to keep up in a race it used to dominate. But the story doesn't end there. Google has made a major comeback, and the world of AI is buzzing. It turns out they've been hard at work improving their tech and have released some impressive updates. Earlier this year, they launched Gemini 1.5 Pro, which already raised the bar. But now they're back with a new experimental version, Gemini 1.5 Pro 0.80, available for testing and feedback through Google AI Studio and the Gemini API. And here's where it gets exciting. A popular AI benchmark, LMS, which evaluates models across various tasks, gave this new experimental version of Gemini a score that stunned everyone. In a recent evaluation, GPT-4 scored 1.286, and Claude 3 followed closely with 1.271. However, the experimental version of Gemini 1.5 Pro 0.80 outperformed them both with an impressive score of 1.30, positioning it as a serious contender. To put this in perspective, a previous version of Gemini 1.5 Pro scored 1.261, which was already pretty solid. Although these results suggest that Gemini is a highly capable model, it's important to remember that benchmarks don't always tell the full story of an AI's strengths and weaknesses. The tech community is buzzing with excitement over this new version of Gemini. Social media is full of praise, with some users even claiming it surpasses GPT-4. So yes, Google is definitely back in the game with this version. This launch marks a significant turning point, as users now have a variety of high-performance AI chatbot options. In the end, the best model for a user will depend on their specific needs and preferences. Despite all this, it's still unclear if this experimental version of Gemini will become the new standard. Even though it's available to the public, its experimental status means it could be modified or even pulled in the future for security or alignment reasons. But one thing is clear: Gemini 1.5 Pro is a top contender in the world of AI models. One of its most impressive features is its ability to handle massive amounts of data, processing up to 1 million tokens, and while it has 2 billion parameters, which might seem small compared to other models, it's optimized to outperform much larger models like OpenAI's GPT-3 and Meta's Llama 2. Basically, Google is showing that bigger isn't always better in the world of AI. What really matters is how you optimize what you have. However, not everything Google touches turns to gold. A clear example of this was the fiasco with the Dear Sydney feature, which they presented during the Olympics on NBC. In the ad, a father used Gemini's AI to help his daughter write a fan letter to Olympic athlete Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. While the idea seemed sweet, it didn't sit well with the public. People quickly criticized the ad, saying it was strange and out of touch to have an I write something as personal as a fan letter. Many pointed out that a fan letter should come from the heart, not from a machine. The backlash was swift, and the ad was heavily criticized on social media. Even Linda Holmes, a novelist and podcast host, summed it up perfectly, saying, "Who wants a fan letter written by AI?" And she has a point. The controversy was so big that Google pulled the ad from its Olympic rotation, though they defended their intentions behind it. They said their goal was to show how AI can enhance creativity, not replace it. But the damage was already done. This situation highlights the fine line tech companies must walk when integrating AI into everyday life. Sure, AI can be an incredible tool, But there are certain aspects, like personal expression, where people aren't ready to let a machine take over. But Google isn't the only one facing challenges. OpenAI, despite attracting huge investments of over $11.3 billion, is dealing with its own financial issues. A recent report suggests OpenAI could spend up to $8.5 billion this year, raising concerns about its long-term sustainability and even sparking rumors of a possible bankruptcy. Running large-scale AI models like GPT-4 isn't cheap. It's projected that OpenAI will spend $7 billion this year on infrastructure alone, with $4 billion of that going to renting server capacity from Microsoft. They're also investing $3 billion in training their AI models, including licensing deals with major news organizations like News Corp to access their vast content libraries. On top of that, their 1,500 employees' salaries are estimated to reach $1.5 billion this year. While OpenAI is generating revenue projected between $3.5 and $4.5 billion, mostly from ChatGPT and other paid AI services, it's not enough to cover their massive expenses. This puts them on track to lose at least $5 billion a year. To put this in perspective, their competitor Anthropic, backed by Google, expects to lose $2.7 billion this year. This has raised doubts about the viability of OpenAI's business model, especially with the rise of free and open source AI models like Meta's Llama 3.1. These types of models, which allow developers free access to their code, could potentially hurt OpenAI's paid offerings. Despite these challenges, OpenAI continues to push the boundaries of AI. They're still launching new products like their AI-powered video generator, Sora, and their AI search model, SearchGPT, which even caused a drop in Google's stock price. The future is uncertain, but one thing is for sure: OpenAI remains a key player in advancing AI. So as you can see, the competition in the world of artificial intelligence is fiercer than ever. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates on AI, tech, and all the latest news. See you in the next video.